Welcome back, folks, for a new episode of Leaked. And today we're going to look at the new HD models for the new tanks introduced with the 9.7 patch, as well as the facelift of a few older tanks. So picture day, and everything looks fabulous. Oh my god. But here is the tech tree for the French after the introduction of the new mini branch at tier 2 to tier 5. So you can see the FCM36 replacing the Hotchkiss H35 going into the light tank branch with the AMX38, as well as the renowned R35. So this is the switch. You can see the Samoa S35 at tier 3, the SRL42 at tier 4, the renowned G1R at tier 5. Now, I have made a leak video talking about these low tiers, these 4 of them. I haven't done a video about the G1R at tier 5. I'll get to it because I've been lazy, so don't worry about it. But go to my channel and look for the leak video playlist, and you can see all the videos I did for these new tanks. So if you're curious, head to my channel. But for now, you can see that all these tanks lead up to the ARL44. So yeah, they play like heavy tanks, and I would expect them to go into the heavy tank line. So alright. And we had the AMX30A prototype at tier 9 coming from the AMX1390. So that's expected, highly expected, going to the AMX30B at tier 10. So Leopard 1 type-ish, but I made videos about them as well, but long story short. So for today's video, I'm going to show you all the pictures of the HD models for the E100, the IS-4, the Jagdpanzer E100, the ELC AMX, the Panzer IV Osphage, the T26 E4 Super Pershing. So that's the old facelift of old tanks, I guess. Alright, and here are the new tanks. So the Berlin Cromwell. This is relating to a new event coming soon for World of Tanks. So it's going to be like Chaffee Race or something like that, but we'll see. But there's going to be a Cromwell. The skin looks amazing. There's going to be an ISU 122S. There's going to be an IS2. So they have a very good skin, and it relates to events and whatnot. So it's the liberation of Berlin. Well, not liberation, but takeover of Berlin for the end of World War II. So yeah, it's a big event. 70 years anniversary. So we'll wait for that one. There's going to be the Object 244, the Krummsteier Waffenträger, and the T-34-85 designated 102 Rudy. So this is based off the tank from the TV series in Poland called Four Tankmen and a Dog. I'm not going to pronounce that because I cannot. Pies. Okay. Panzery pies. Panzery pies. Okay. So basically, it's a very famous TV series in Poland and the Eastern Bloc. So it was made in like the 70s or so, I think it was. But it was a popular TV series with the tank, the T-34-85, and the crew for it back in World War II. So yeah, you can read about it on Wikipedia, but it's a pretty model. So it is like the Fury tank, and I think Wargaming is trying to introduce these famous tanks from past history into the game. So like the Fury, as you saw with the movie, so it's going to be a special model of the T-34-85. So awesome. You can also see the new French tanks that's going to be reskinned, or HD model, so to speak. So today is picture day, and click on the links if you want to skip the old tanks for now. But yeah, I'll put the 2 links up here. So click one if you want to skip to the old tanks, and click the other one if you want to skip to the new tanks. So here we go. And here are the HD models for the older tanks. Now I highly recommend you switching to 1080p because picture day. There's holes on the mesh on the engine covering. That's pretty crazy. There's holes on the exhaust filter. So very detailed. That looks pretty nice. See, you can see the holes on the exhaust on the mesh covering. That is pretty good detail. Man, that's like crazy good. Oh my god, that muzzle brake, yo. Holy crap. That is so good looking. Holy shit. Oh my god, that muzzle brake, man. Man, that looks pretty. So yeah, it looks. God damn, my graphics card. suck ass. It sucks. But yeah, my graphics card suck ass. It is expected. But it looks so goddamn amazing. Here is the IS-4 with a Dushka machine gun. It looks like there's a lot of new stuff added to this tank, like another fuel tank or so, and more toolbox and a log. So more toolbox, more gritty, more canvas, more antennas. Holy shit, it looks pretty. More fuel tanks. The tracks looks amazing. Oh my god, it's like porn, except better. Crap. Jesus, that looks amazing. Okay. Oh, frontal shot. Ooh, the mantley covering. That looks amazing. The iron bar link. The shovel. The log. The log has details. The muzzle brake is not as detailed as the E100, but it's still pretty goddamn amazing looking. So it doesn't have that many holes on it. Holy crap. Holy crap. It looks awesome. Dushka machine gun. Yeah, that looks pretty. Has a horn. Here is the Jagdpanzer E100. So the mighty Death Star. Oh crap. That looks pretty as well. Everything looks pretty. So the anti-aircraft machine gun turret on top. That looks nice. The nice rivets. I would like to have like tracks put up on the side of the superstructure, but you cannot ask for everything now, can you? It has little holes on the back from small caliber shells or machine guns. That muzzle brake, yo. Holy crap. That looks amazing. The mighty Death Star. Jesus. Yeah, I would like to have tracks, like spare tracks, put up on the side of the superstructure. But yeah, alright. It looks kind of bare, in my opinion. So this looks kind of empty. Here is the ELC AMX, and holy crap, it's a race car. That looks amazing. There's a canvas on the back. The antennas are a little bit bigger. The exhaust looks better. Holy shit, the tracks looks better. There's a little blinker lights on the back and an axe. Ooh, the antennas. Man, these look sturdy. Very sturdy. That sounded sexual. Holy crap, frontal shots. Oh my god. Nice fuel tank on the side of the cheek. Very pretty. That muzzle brake, yo. Oh, wow. Yeah, this is way better than the normal version because the axe and the chisel, as well as the cable and shovel and hammers. And here's the Panzer IV, Osfage. Side skirts, man. I think the gun barrel looks a little bit longer, the 75mm. Holy shit. I'm just mesmerized. The cupola is a little bit big, but that's expected. Wow. The gun looks a lot bigger, in my opinion. And wasn't there a machine gun on top? Like the... I forgot. The MG46? Yeah, where's the machine gun? The 75mm cannon looks a lot longer. Because the normal length was to the front of the tank. So this caliber looks a little bit longer. But where's the MG45? Or was it MG45? I think it was. MG46 or MG45, one of which, but where's that machine gun top? Oh man. And here is the Super Pershing. Now the picture is not as detailed because I couldn't find any, but here is the HD model. So the Browning 50 caliber is mounted on top now. That's good. So basically you just add machine guns and fuel tanks and toolbox. So add junk to your tank. It looks pretty. That's highly to expected. What? Did they add spare rack on the back of the turret? That's new. Alright. The frontal shot looks Super Pershing-ish. The muzzle brake, you need the HD model, but it looks kind of single def. Alright, so that's pretty much it for the older tanks. Now let's look at the new tanks, which looks even better. So here we go. And here are the HD models for the new tanks. So here's the Berlin Cromwell. It has a 57 millimeter, looks like, instead of 75 millimeter. But that road wheel, bro, looks like a satellite dish. Looks American too. Huh, that's interesting. That's kettle for tea. Alright, here is the ISU 122S with the Dushka. The markings is basically a symbolization of the 9th Armored Division of the Soviets used to capture Berlin. The same marking that's on the IS-2 right here. So that is a goddamn pretty picture of the IS-2. So holy shit. Here is the Object 244. Basically the stock IS at tier 6. So alright. Stock IS. Here is the Krumpsteier Waffenträger. So this is the tier 7 German premium tank that's replacing the E25. It plays like a baby Rheinmetall Borsig. Holy Batman, that gun breech. Yo, holy shit, this looks amazing. This gun breech looks so detailed. Holy crap. Here is the T-34-85 Rudy. It's from the show 4 Tankmen and a Dog. So you can see the 4 handprints and a dog print on the Rudy symbol. But it's a T-34-85. So it is like the Fury tank for the Sherman EZ-8 Russian version. But it is a prettier version because extra fuel tanks makes everything better. So pour more stuff on it, like canvas on the back. Why don't you have a Dushka on top? Put a Dushka machine gun. Alright. But yeah, you can see the 4 handprints and a dog print. So 4 tankmen and a dog. That's the crew. Nice. Very, very good looking model. Very good. I like it. I don't know if it's going to be a premium or whatnot, so we'll have to wait and see. But I'll cover it with new leak episodes when it comes out. Here is the FCM 36 at tier 2. It has space armor on the sides. And it's basically a duck. So it's a duck tank. It's a pretty duck. It's still a duck tank. So alright. What the hell is this? A bell and whistle? Or horn? I don't even know what the hell that was. Was it like a headlight? I don't even know. It's a duck tank. Alright, what's next? Should be the R35. That's next. Yeah, it's a duck tank. Ass shots. Lots of shots of the ass. As I was saying, lots of shots of the ass. Huh. What is this cable or thing? Huh. Here is the R35. Looks like less of a duck, but still French design. So weird shaped. Alright. It has armor though. I'll give it that. It has 40 millimeters, which is plenty at tier 2. So this is a heavy tank. It's a light tank, quote unquote, but it's a heavy tank. The mantlet looks like just a sheet of metal covering the gun. Alright, 37mm cannon. Nice detailed. Driver and a commander, which is also the gunner and loader and radio operator. So, alright. Suspension looks pretty too. Very pretty. Was this called the Christine suspension? I have to check. But here is the Samoa S35 at tier 3, which is basically like the German capture version at tier 3 as well. So pretty much the same thing. Alright. Low tier light tanks. They look detailed, but they play like crap. Oh man. So basically I already covered all these tanks with their stats, and yeah, they're light tanks, but they play like heavy tanks or mediums. So Samoa on the back, nice. But yeah, they play like heavy tanks, and they're generally not as mobile. Oh my god. Here is the SARL 42. So yeah, duck tank extraordinaire. It has a giant beak or crown on the top. So God. It's like French tank has the most ugly design tanks of all the tanks in World of Tanks, as well as the T-28 concept, but that's a whole different story. The turret looks disgusting. Oh my god. What's the purpose of this wedge shape on top of the turret? I have no idea. I mean, is it to reduce air friction like what you see on a semi? I doubt it, but it's not gonna go that fast. Here is the Renault G1R. I will cover this tank later with a leak video, but this is going to be a tier 5 medium tank. It has about 12 horsepower per ton ratio, so it's a little bit slower than the Sherman as well as the T-34. So it plays like a heavy tank. It looks a lot like the BDR at tier 5 as well. Holy crap, rangefinder or view range, whatever this thing is, or commander cupola. Jesus Christ, that's huge. Now the stock turret is the same turret that's on the AMX 40, so it looks a little bit more like a duck than this one, but okay, here is the AMX 30A at tier 9 with the machine gun, the 50 caliber on top. What the hell? Oh, did I switch it around? I'm a dumbass. Alright, so we'll go back to the BDR for a split second, but pause. This is 105mm derp gun, so it is the same gun that's on the Sherman. So basically this is a derp gun. Wonderful. And here we have the AMX 30. So play. So AMX 30A at tier 9. It looks green. It looks like a buggy too. The turret is pretty well sloped on the back. Huh. It looks a lot different with the gray shading back for my leak video, but it looks green now, so super green. Alright. It has a manlet, better than the Leopard 1 or the Leopard prototype. What the hell is this thing? Oh, that's a rangefinder. Okay, that's a rangefinder. I was wondering, it's like a grappling hook. That's a rangefinder. Alright. Headlights, tracks, very decent. And here is the AMX 30B at tier 10. This is the ass shot. Holy crap, that is detailed. There's a lot of stuff on the back. A lot of stuff on the front too. Fire extinguisher that got painted to green. The machine gun, the searchlights. The TV box, which is basically another searchlight. So, infrared searchlight. The 20mm autocannon used to shoot down helicopters. Nice. Smoke shell dispenser on the back of the turret. The cupola is gigantic. There's a stowage on the back of the turret. And vents. And fuel tanks. Where's the toolbox? There's the toolbox. So yeah, there are all the pictures of the new tanks introduced. And the AMX 30B looks crammed, full of stuff. Like the searchlights and the 20mm cannon and the machine gun and the other searchlights. This is the infrared one. The cupola is super big with a lot of cupolas on, or periscopes. So, alright, that's all the pictures, but holy crap, these pictures are detailed. Like very detailed. Jesus. Trying to go back. Yeah, look at the details on this one, especially on the muzzle brake for the E100. But whew, that is pretty. And there you go, all the HD models for the 9.7 patch. Now I know the French tanks are coming out for the patch, so these tanks are coming out. But I don't know if the Cromwell, the ISU 122S, the IS-2, the Object 244, the Krummsteyr Waffenträger, and the Rudy. I don't know if these tanks are coming out exactly. So they do have the models ready. They do have the stats. They may or may not come out. So yeah, we'll see. So time will tell. But for now, these are question marks. But we do see HD models for the tanks already in the game. And the ELC looks amazing. That looks like a race car now. Jesus. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So thank you guys for watching this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Leave a comment below on any tanks I featured today, because I usually do a leak video already about all these tanks, except for the Renault G1R. I'll make a video about this tank soon, but I've been lazy, so smack me in the face. But yeah, leave a comment below or any questions that you may have, and rate this video if you can. That will tell me if I did something wrong or you need to improve something. So comments always help, as well as rating. And as always, subscribe to my channel for more World of Tanks stuff. And thank you guys for watching, as always. So I'll see you guys next time. Peace.